All right, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about a certain NFL team that I have some questions about. What is their actual ceiling, and again, what is their floor? How bad could they possibly be? Because I think maybe they're going to be better than some people expect. And that team is the Seattle Seahawks. And, you know, they brought in Sam Darnold, brought in Cooper Kupp. So you've got a great receiver for him. Of course, Jackson Smith-Njigba is there. And drafted a couple of receivers. Drafted Gray Zabel on the offensive line. And Nick Emawari on the defensive side of the ball. Brought in a tight end. And, you know, I think they have a pretty high ceiling. I don't think they're winning the Super Bowl this year, but I think they could be a playoff team. And that's, the big question is, can they stay healthy? I mean, you've got Cooper Kupp, who could have a really good year if he's able to stay healthy. Maybe on the downswing of his career a little bit, but I think still, if he can stay healthy, can play at a high level. And then you got Jackson Smith-Njigba. You got some rookie receivers there as well, who could potentially be pretty good. You never really know till they get out there, but hopefully they can play well as well. So we've got some college football 26 footage in the background here if you want to check out any of my college football 26 videos. I do stream it as well, and a lot of my shorts are college football 26, so check that out if you want to. But back to the Seahawks. I kind of wonder, can Sam Darnold kind of repeat what he did in Minnesota? He's got, Cooper Kupp, Jackson Smith-Njigba. He's got some good receivers. If the offensive line can hold up, give him plenty of time to throw, I think he could have just as good a time in Seattle as he did in Minnesota. But there's also the potential that maybe he doesn't. Maybe he takes a step back. Maybe he doesn't live up to what he had in Minnesota. Because Minnesota, you had Justin Jefferson. You had one of the best receivers in the league. And that defense for Minnesota was, not bad. I mean, pretty good a lot of the time. And you just kind of wonder, is Sam Darnold going to live up to his potential? And I would like to see him do that. I'd like to see him really have a good year in Seattle. But I'm not sold yet. I need to see it. Because he had one good year in Minnesota, but the rest of his career's kind of not been real great. I think I'll be a Sam Darnold believer if he has a good year this year in Seattle. If he can put together another really good year, I'll definitely be sold on Sam Darnold. But and then you get Cooper Kupp, which again I talked about. He's got to be able to stay healthy for this team to be successful. And, you got Jackson Smith-Njigba. He's another guy that's got to stay healthy. He has dealt with some injuries in the past and just needs to stay on the field. Those two guys, if they can stay on the field, going to give Sam Darnold some big targets at receiver that he needs to have because, I mean, who are you going to throw the ball to if you don't have those two guys? You're going to be out of luck. They've also got a pretty good run game. You got Kenneth Walker. You got Zach Charbonnet. If those two guys can run the ball really well, that'll take some pressure off Sam Darnold in the passing game. And then this defense, it's a good defense, probably a little bit underrated. Just brought Nick Imawari. Sorry if I'm butchering that, but another safety. You've got some other good defensive backs on this team. If they can create some pressure on the opposing quarterbacks, I think they'll be in good shape. But it's a team with a lot of question marks. It's going to be hard to predict how their season is going to be, which I think they could be a playoff team, especially if the 49ers have another down year. Maybe the Rams take a step back. You never want to count the Rams out, but this is a division that I think is going to be up for grabs. I don't know who's going to win this division because you could have the Cardinals taking a step up. You could have the 49ers back to normal, back to being a good team. But, they've got to stay healthy. They've had issues with that. And the Rams have been the team to beat these last couple of years. And I don't know. It's tough, but the Seahawks, I think, are maybe being overlooked a little bit, and it's going to be hard to predict just who's going to win this division. But that'll do it for this one. If you want to become a channel member, get access to exclusive shorts, as well as getting a badge next to your name and any members only chat we do on live streams, which we haven't done yet, but may at some point. You'll get access to that. Click the join button and find out more if you want to. I will see you in the next one. Have a good day.